JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we go into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. You should be ashamed of yourselves. JDF soldiers scolded after disobeying cops. Two members of the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, seemingly found themselves on the wrong side of the law after allegedly ignoring police orders to stop along a stretch of the North-South Highway on Monday afternoon. Information received is that the two men were traveling in a silver Mark X motor vehicle when they were signaled to stop. However, the driver of the vehicle reportedly proceeded along his journey without stopping. Other members of the JCF were reportedly called in to assist in apprehending the men. Following checks of the motor vehicle, the driver and the passenger were identified as members of the JDF. A video of them being accosted by the police showed both men clad in JDF uniforms as police chastised them for not leading by example.
Or gun fight in the gun house by the car. I mean, I'm in uniform, I have fight gun out all the life.
Did the officer stop you down the road?
Stop me?
Yeah. Okay. Did the officer stop you down the road? No, you have to take you if you can't take it away. No, you have to just come take my phone out of my hand. I said, did the officer stop you down the road? Eh? Did the officer stop you down the road? Eh? Did the officer stop you down the road? Eh? Eh? And that's if you answer me. Eh? Since you want to be treated like criminals, eh? We don't have no uniform. We don't have no uniform. Police step out in the road and stop you. And you drive left them. And then the next set of police stop and you drive left them. Eh? 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 You should be ashamed by yourself. Eh? And the government uniform. Eh? In a government uniform, police stop you. Eh? What you say? Talk now, what you say? I'm going to get you up on the camera here. Talk what you say now. What you say? What you say?
It is understood that the driver of the vehicle was reportedly issued several tickets in keeping with several breaches of the Road Traffic Act. Point Hill St. Catherine man found dead with head bashed in. The body of a man with its head bashed in was found on a dirt path in Point Hill, St. Catherine last night. The deceased has been identified as 33-year-old Oren Small, otherwise called Johnny, of Mendes District in Point Hill. The police report that about 11 o'clock, a resident was on her way from church when the bloodied body of Small was observed on a dirt path. The police were summoned and the body was discovered with a part of the head bashed in. The scene was processed and the body removed. Investigation is being undertaken by the Point Hill police. Police seeking to identify a man gunned down in Gordontown, St. Andrew. Detectives attached to the Gordontown police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying a man who was gunned down in Dublin Castle District, St. Andrew. The police say last week Thursday, residents reported hearing explosions in the Dublin community. On the arrival of a police team, the man was discovered in blood in bushes along the roadway. The AC appears to be in his early 20s, dark complexion, slim built, about 5 feet 4 inches tall, small face, and sports a low-cut hairstyle. The body was clad in a black long-sleeve shirt, green underpants, and dark blue shorts. The police are appealing to anyone who knows the man described or has a relative who is missing and fits this description to contact the Gordontown police at 876-702-1870. Police 119 number or the nearest police station. Speaker Holness accuses House Clerk of gross dereliction of duty regarding handling of Auditor General reports. Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness, has accused Clerk to the Houses of Parliament, Valerie Curtis, of gross dereliction of duty in relation to the handling of reports submitted by the Auditor General's Department, AUGD. In a letter to Curtis, dated March 22, 2024, Holness claimed that the clerk's action brought the Parliament into disrepute. The letter comes amid increasing public criticism of a ruling by the Speaker last November, dealing with the reports on the Integrity Commission and the Auditor General will be treated. Holness's letter is not very clear on the alleged action of Curtis, but she referred to several correspondence between the clerk and the Auditor General. In referencing correspondence between the clerk and the Auditor General, Owners told Curtis that the aforementioned references underscore the point that subsequent reports received from the Auditor General were in breach of the ruling made in the House of Representatives on November 7, 2023. Additionally, your failure to adhere to the said ruling and applicable procedures amount to gross dereliction of duty and as such has brought the institution into disrepute. This latest development also comes following news last week that 2 Auditor General reports that were sent in December 2023 and in January this year were returned to the Auditor General's Department for alleged failure to comply with the ruling of the House. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis said that she will be resubmitting the reports to Gardner House on Monday. In a statement on Friday, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang said as of today, there were no outstanding reports from the Integrity Commission or Auditor General to be tabled in Parliament. But Monroe Ellis later revealed that 2 reports she sent to Parliament on December 28 and January 29 were returned by the parliamentary leadership to her department on Friday, which took the Auditor General's Department by surprise. The first report, which is a special audit of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, was returned by Parliament to the AUGD 84 days, or nearly 3 months after the report was sent to the legislature for tabling. The second report, which is a special audit of Tax Administration Jamaica, was sent back to the AUGD 54 days, or nearly 2 months after Parliament received the report for tabling. The issue took on public attention after Opposition Leader Mark Golding last week Tuesday demanded the tabling of outstanding reports.
Madam Speaker, I hear what the Leader of Government Business is saying, but this matter is now a public matter. It occurred largely because of the email that was sent to all of us and with the letter. And Madam Speaker, I know that there might be discussions taking place, but I don't think the public would feel satisfied of your coming today, going through the process without saying something. We were really expecting that the letter would have been withdrawn today, Madam Speaker, and that is really our position. So, Madam Speaker, I'm hoping that you will say something on the matter before we proceed, especially in light of our call for the withdrawal of that letter.
Thank you, members. I note your request as it relates to further steps to be had with the Auditor General, and on the matter of the clerk, I advise you, both from myself and the clerk, that we are in dialogue and wish to say nothing else at this time.
JSAFE reports 11% decline in murders as country records nearly 60 homicides in 14 days, with 28 more murders recorded in Jamaica over the last week. Between March 16 and 23, homicide detectives had close to 60 deaths to probe in 14 days. This after 31 murders were reported for the week of March 9 to 16. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Forces, JCF latest serious crime statistics published on Monday, the murder totals at March 23 stood at 251. This represents an 11% drop in murders year on year, or 30 less homicides over the corresponding period last year when 281 killings took place. St. James is still the most murderous police division of all 19 divisions, with 35 homicides, though this represents an 8% decline when compared to the corresponding period last year. Westmoreland with 24, St. Catherine South 22, St. Andrew South 21, and the St. Andrew Central with 19 round out the top 5 divisions with the most homicides. Incidents involving shootings and injured persons have increased by 7 and 3 respectively. Rape, robberies and break-ins are down 46, 1 and 13% respectively. New Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake, who took office last week, launched a new division on Monday morning. This followed a round of reassignments of several senior officers to include area and divisional commanders at the end of last week. The JSF began this week with the rollout of its Beat Officer Patrol Division, BOPD, within the Kingston and the St. Andrew Metropolitan Region. The division, which aims to bolster public safety and strengthen community policing efforts, falls under the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie. According to the police, BOPD aims to provide a visible and proactive police presence in key areas across the island. The JSF's communication arm, Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, said the establishment of the BOPD reflects the force's commitment to proactive policing and community engagement. With the support of dedicated members and the cooperation of the public, the JSF said it aims to create safer and more secure neighborhoods for all Jamaicans. Warington fired up for a general election. Controversial Member of Parliament, MP Everald Warington, has declared that he withdrew his resignation as a member of the party's leadership to block the People's National Party PNP from regaining state power in the upcoming general election. My position from what I'm seeing is that they'll stop at nothing to gain power, and my job is to do what I can to stop them from getting power, because they'll be very dangerous in so doing, Warington said in an interview on Monday. The veteran politician had resigned as Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation early in March, in the wake of his comments that he would withhold public funds from a PNP councillor. He had also resigned as chairman of the party's Era Council too. Prime Minister Andrew Holness had reported that Warington tendered his resignation following a meeting between them. I thank him for his service in that capacity, and Minister Warington expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to serve, Holness said then. But Warington, in an interview, said that he was fired and vowed that he would no longer be working for the party. After 55 years, I have finished working with the JLP at this stage. I'll be working for a few selected candidates if they want me to. I have resigned as chairman of Era Council too, and my national profile of working with the party is in doubt now. I have no regret in working for Andrew Holness, because I don't regret nothing I do. I have no regrets having worked for him, help him. You can even say protect him against the vipers. But the question is, will I do it again? He asked. However, in a turnabout, Warington on Sunday informed party executives via letter that he was withdrawing his resignation as chairman and was fully committed to working for the party. As I said in my letter to my colleagues, I believe I need to work, be a part of returning the JLP to government and maintaining Andrew Holness as Prime Minister. I think I can do a better job leading Era Council too, and this is a reason to strengthen the team. We need a strong team to ensure that the Labour Party returns to power and Andrew Holness as Prime Minister, he said. Warington's backpedaling on his resignation, however, did not come as a shock, as was among members of the JLP who were seen vigorously defending the Prime Minister on Thursday against the opposition after Holness had a walkout during opposition leader Mark Goldings' budget presentation. The government legislators stormed out of Parliament after Golding raised concerns about MP for St. Andrew East Rural, Juliet Holness, presiding as Speaker while being the spouse of the head of government. Following the walkout, Warington was seen engaging the members of the opposition in a verbal spat. Julian Robinson, the Shadow Minister of Finance and the Public Service, was, however, heard telling Warington repeatedly, "Go outside, your Prime Minister fired you." But commenting on the issue, Warington said, "The posturing of the opposition at this stage, based on their attack on the Prime Minister and his wife, tells me where they want to go at this election, and I want to be there in the trenches to prepare for them." Mark Golding, going to question the position of the Speaker and the Prime Minister, he was in Parliament and applauded when she was elected, and as I said to him when I came back in the House, you have descended so low because your own party seconded the nomination, and then the other members on my side got up and congratulated her. Peter Phillips said that's why he came to the House that day to witness it. He applauded. I know he's going to attack her, he added.
To nominate the Member of Parliament for the great constituency of East Rural St. Andrew, Mrs. Juliet Holness, to become the Speaker of the House.
Madam Clerk, I beg to second the motion.
Are there any further nominations? No! Are there any further nominations? No! Are there any further nominations? No!
I join with my colleague in congratulating you on the ascension to the chair of Speaker of this great House. We wish you well. We genuinely want you to do well so that your tenure can be very successful.
A major impulse that brought me here today was to see you in your elevated condition.
head of parliament is now the spouse of the head of government really does not sit well with the tradition that the speaker must act independently of the...
Meanwhile, Askefius moved past the disappointment he felt when he was asked to step down by the Prime Minister. Warington said, "The PM had no choice, and I wholeheartedly accept his decision. It gives me more time to do what I have to do, and it gives me more time to be out in the field, not only to work for the people of Southwest St. Catherine, but to work for the party all over. It gives me the freedom, and it gives me the freedom to speak," he added, noting that he's just getting started. Warington reiterated that he'll be standing firmly for the party and will be working full-time to secure another victory for them in the next general election and to return wholeness as Prime Minister. "That's the only thing I have to do after 55 years. I have nothing left to do," he said. Man charged for murder committed 22 years ago further remanded. A man charged for the stabbing death of another in Portsmouth, Portmore, St. Catherine, over 22 years ago was further remanded when he appeared before the parish court today. Anthony Errol Reed, otherwise called Christopher Reed, and Christopher Barrett, 48, of Marley Acres, St. Catherine, is charged with the murder of Dinsdale Heslop, otherwise called Prince, of Amberley Close in Portsmouth. When the matter was mentioned today, Attorneys at Law Peter Champagne Casey and Oswest Sin Smith told the court that their client's status prevents them from applying for bail. Parish Court Judge Janelle Nelson Gale then ruled that the matter will be mentioned on May 1. Allegations are that about 10:30 p.m. on December 20, 2001, both men were at a bar along North Avenue in Portsmouth, during which Barrett allegedly used a knife to stab Heslop. He died from injuries received. The accused man later fled the island to the United States of America. He got in trouble with the law and was incarcerated. He was subsequently deported to Jamaica on December 21, 2023. Upon being returned to the island, he was taken into custody by the St. Catherine South Police and is subsequently charged with Heslop's murder. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.